Hello everyone, my name is Pratibha and I'll be your moderator today. So if at any point you have any question, please feel free to use the chat box. Also, I really apologize for starting the session a little bit delay. So we have our speaker here. So let's start with the session. Just please allow me a minute to share my screen. So, on behalf of the Global Skill Development Council, I'm truly delighted to welcome you all into the GSDC Studio AI Implementation Series, a hands on webinar series designed especially for managers and professionals like you so that you can not just learn, but you can also apply what you take away. And one of the things which make this webinar so amazing is the expert of panel speaker we have lined up for you. Some of them have delivered a very incredible and insightful sessions, and others are all set to bring in more powerful ideas. Here's a little spoiler. So we are continuously adding more speakers into our panel for making your learning journey even more dynamic, engaging, and fun. You want to know how you can grab this spot? Well, hang tight till end of today's session, and I'll be telling you the details then. So, for those who have joined with us for the very first time, let me give you a quick introduction who we are. Global Skill Development Council is a globally recognized certification body. We are accredited by ABI-CB. We have 100 plus authorized training providers, 500 plus subject matter experts associated with us. We have till year 250,000 professionals certified with us. 100 plus, we are associated with 1,000 plus multinational companies and 50 plus university worldwide. We are also very proud to be associated with our media partner, WordPress Hub, for helping us simplify our initiative and reach it to the wider global audience. So I wanted to make an announcement that we have just launched a very unique platform called GSDC AI Studio Lifelong Learning Initiative, in which you will be getting the 100 plus live monthly sessions with global expert, including the 4 daily sessions, 45 minutes live expert lead session for hands-on learning, session from global expert, learn directly from our AI leaders around the world, real time practice, apply concept immediately and get your question answered. Certification ready, you will be getting the training aligned with industry standard for job ready skills. Well, now you want to know how you can get the benefit of the GSTC AI Studio? Well, let me tell you. So there are three ways for this. First, you have a free 30-day access in which you will be getting the 80 plus live session per month and access to full GSTC Studio. Second, you have a GSDC lifelong membership. You will be upgrading to Pro, which is on $109, and you will be getting the lifetime access, 80 plus live session per month, access to full GSDC Studio, free GSDC membership, access to physical event, LinkedIn profile improver. Last but not the least, we have a GSDC certification lifetime membership. Now, participant, this offer is for a very limited time of period, which is starting from $100 only. So, in this, you will be getting the lifetime access of GSTC certification, all benefits of lifetime membership, personalized coaching, capstone projects plus AI tool, GSTC Copilot, and competency assessment tool. So currently we are covering 100 plus certification in our portfolio, which include the learning and development, HR, Gen AI, agentic AI, emerging technologies, ISO lead auditor and implementer, project management and PMO, agile DevOps and SRE, cybersecurity, digital transformation, and many more. So once you get certified with the GSDC, you just don't walk away with the certification. You also become a community member of our path. So in which it comes with GSDC membership benefits, which include the lifelong membership, certification upgrade, workshop boot camps, learning club access, also the full benefit of GSDC AI Studio, and many more. Now it's time to welcome our today's speakers. So today we have Dr. Utpal Chaudhary with us. So Dr. Utpal Chaudhary is founder and chief scientist at Ghana, and he's building India's first small language model under external AI, and he's leading the development of Ghana generative architecture for hyperlocalized neural assistant, a sovereign AI architecture that blends with Gen AI with agentic AI to create secure, explainable, and domain-aligned AI system. His mission is to apply these innovations across sectors such as cybersecurity, finance, education, and national securities. He is the co-founder and CTO of India Q AI. He oversees Gen AI products, including the Vidya AI, Ultimate, Care Insight, and Helio. While driving advanced research in AI and quantum technologies with over 2 decades of experience, he have contributed to transformative work in responsible AI's quantum solutions and enterprise innovation. He is also recognized as grantor ambassador for data analytics and AI. He continued to advance thought leadership globally through his work access AI, blockchain, Web3, metaverse, IoT, and agile practice. And today he is going to lead the session on the strategic imperative of enterprise and governments, sovereign AI. Dr. Utpal Chaudhary, thank you so much for coming on our, Dr. Utpal Chakrabarti, thank you so much for coming on our platform. We are very honored to have you as our speakers. The stage is all yours.
Okay, thank you. Thank you so much for a lovely introduction. Can you hear me well?
Yes, we can hear you.
My voice is audible, right?
Yes, it is.
Okay. Thank you so much for the lovely introduction, and thank you so much for inviting me to such eminent forum. So I'll share my screen because I have got a presentation. Not very detailed presentation, however, it's a so in fact today only I made this presentation because I didn't have this presentation for this particular session. And also, audience, please ask. You can please stop me anytime if you have any queries, questions. So I would love to answer. So topic of today's session is sovereign AI, the strategic imperative for enterprises and governments. So I think this is a very lengthy topic, but essentially we'll be talking about sovereign AI. Okay, sovereign AI doesn't mean that it should be a country specific. Just to make it clear, sovereign AI means it could be an enterprise specific, it could be a country specific, it could be specific to a particular organization. But the word sovereign is important. That means it is fully under your control. And that's the discussion that we are going to have today. But just to build up the story, okay. So as you all know, the generative AI has taken a great momentum after 2022. However, generative AI or this transformer neural networks, basically, which we also call LLMs or SLMs sometimes, are there in the research and scientific world for long, right? But in 2017, there was a paper published by Google and University of Toronto together, wherein they have essentially talked about a architecture, a neural network architecture, which is the heart, or you can say brain behind the transformative power of AI that we see today, okay, every other day in the social media or somewhere else, right? People are coming with brilliant applications, images, videos, and whatnot, right? And also the AI agents. Okay, those AI agents have started taking away a lot of jobs as well. So many people, many companies are also laying off people and all other things. So these are all truth. And this is all because of this AI revolution. I mean, these are byproducts probably. There could be other reasons also. But I mean, some way or the other, these are also some factors which is affecting the entire world in a positive as well as in a negative way. Now, although generative AI models or large language models like ChatGPT, Gemini, then now the other models like DeepSeek, and also there are models which are open source like Llama from Meta and all. So although they have taken a very great momentum, um, however, the enterprise adoption of those models were not that great, okay, which was expected. So definitely there were a lot of co-pilot applications. That means people are using those models as a co-pilot, okay, while they are working, they are also using those models as a co-pilot, as a helping hand. But the real application in the enterprises, especially some of the sectors which are highly governed sectors or highly critical sectors, the adoption were not that great. And the reason, although there are a lot of advantages of these models, because these are, first of all, these are general purpose models. So these are not specific to any particular domain or field. So any large language model that you see has an encyclopedic knowledge. Okay, so it is good at physics, it is good at chemistry. At the same time, it is also good at some of the political affairs or social science or whatnot, or probably space science. Uh, but however, these are all general purpose. So it looks like very magical. But if you want to do a very specific, specialized kind of a task on a particular domain, so probably say in insurance or in banking, or probably in the defense sector or in the government, some of the sectors, I think then these models are not the ideal candidate. Okay, because these are good at general purpose. They have got knowledge of everything, because they have been trained with trillions of parameters or trillions of data points across the internet, okay, whatever is available. So that's why they have gathered those kind of understanding knowledge, and also nowadays reasoning ability, okay, because most of the models now you see after GPT 3.5, after 4.0 and now 5 and all other models, even DeepSeek, even Gemini, has reasoning ability also. Uh, uh, and this is very helpful, because initially the LLM models were only a text generation model. Okay, it was been able to generate some text, and this architecture was like that it can predict the next word, and thus it can generate text. And this text could be a story, it could be a poetry, it could be anything, right? It could be even code in the sense programming language, programming codes and all. Then the multimodal model came into picture, wherein it is not only able to process text, but also it can process images, audio, video, and whatnot. But even then, the reasoning ability was not there. Okay. Now the models has developed the reasoning ability. Okay. The latest versions of the models that we are getting. And why this reasoning ability is important, because till then, whatever text or whatever response or whatever images it was generating, it was just the output, right? Whatever, and when I say output, I mean technically, it is essentially a probabilistic probability distribution. Out of that distribution, it picks up the most probable thing and it throws out to you. Okay, whether it is in the form of a word or in the form of a paragraph or whatever, like that, it is just a probabilistic answer, right? But when the reasoning ability came inside these models, it started doing reasoning. Before sending you the response, it also reasons within itself, okay, whether the response that I'm giving is correct or not. And that's how now you can do a lot of very extensive research with these models, because it has got that ability of doing reasoning, okay? It can see the positives and negatives of the things. So it develops the reasoning ability, right? Like we human has reasoning ability, right? Before we take any kind of decision, we do some kind of reasoning within ourselves. So now that has also been developed. Now the problem with this model, these are very good, because these actually laid down the foundation of a new era of artificial intelligence, okay, and which we are living today. And I don't know, tomorrow what is going to happen and what, shape and form it is going to take. But whatever it is, technologically, it's a marvel, right? And we are, in fact, living in the, golden era of technological revolution. If you look at this kind of models and this kind of AI today. But however, the problem with these models are like this. First of all, these are general purpose models. So these are not domain specific models. So if I have to build an application with, say, probably uh, for banking, okay, I cannot use directly ChatGPT for it. Okay, or if I have to build an application for insurance sector or defense sector or whatever specific sectors, it will be able to understand some of the nuances of that particular domain, some of the rules, some of the policies, some of the logics in that particular domain. However, it will not be able to understand or uh, process all of those, okay, in a very efficient and correct manner. So that's the problem. Because in a sector like banking, whatever we want is near to 95, 98%, right? We cannot just live with 80% accuracy or something like that. So that's why till now, okay, uh, the enterprise adoption of generative AI was mostly in the form of copilots. And when I say copilots, like you are using a lot of applications, it may look like very magical to you, but these are nothing but copilots. Copilots in the sense, it is helping you in your task, but it cannot do the entire work that you are doing, right? Or entire automation that you are looking for. Because of those problems, accuracy problems, understanding of the domain problem, and a lot of other problems. Now that's a big hesitation for the enterprises to adopt those. So they were also doing a lot of R&Ds, okay? What kind of models to use, whether we should trust those models which are sitting on the cloud, which are not our models, somebody else's models, which is consuming data of multiple enterprises, multiple people, and all other things. So there are a lot of security questions, then privacy related questions, then questions related to auditability. Okay, because your models, anything and everything, even AI today, need to be auditable. Okay, you should be able to audit it and see, okay, how it is performing and all those things. It should be explainable. Okay, you should be able to explain the predictions done by AI model. Okay, it cannot be a black box today, right? Nobody is going to accept that. Also, this large language model, as these are multi-domain, multi-facet, general purpose model, these models also has a lot of hallucination. And I'm sure most of you know this term hallucination. Hallucination in the sense, in a very common language, it's basically giving you some kind of a output, okay, with a lot of confidence, okay, although it is wrong, right? Because when you are using a tool, to a certain extent, you are trusting that tool, right? But if the tool produces something which is wrong, but it is projecting in a manner that it is producing the right answer, that's a big problem. And every big model, okay, has this hallucination, and more bigger it is, the hallucination actually increases. Okay, and more multidisciplinary it is, it also the hallucination also increases. So there is a direct correlation between this, right? And these are the reasons the enterprises were a little bit hesitant on directly adopting it. So that's why you see a lot of enterprises, probably in your enterprises also, the critical applications are not using GenAI or any large language models or something like that, right? And this is not only a story in India, but across the globe. Adoption has happened. I'm not saying it has not completely happened. It has happened, but not to that extent, which was expected when the chat GPT came up and it took the uh, entire world into storm. Then we came up with something called architecture, which is a very useful architecture for RAG, Retrieval Augmented Generation. Now, this architecture helps integrating your enterprise's data, okay, with the LLM that you are going to use. Okay, that may be a public LLM like ChatGPT. Now, ChatGPT doesn't have any idea about your enterprise's data. Some public information probably it has, but the internals, what is happening within your enterprise, what kind of a sales, okay, what kind of a customer base you have, okay, what kind of a risks, what kind of, there are many things. ChatGPT doesn't have those internal access to those internal information or any idea about that. Now, this particular architecture, what it does is it helps the enterprises to build that bridge, okay, between the LLM and your enterprise. So it gives the access to your enterprise's data, and LLM can utilize its own intelligence plus your data and then gives an output, okay, which is very contextual and which is contextual to your organization, because now it has got access to your data also, and already it has got some intelligence, okay, understanding, and combining that, it is giving decently good answers. But even then there is a problem. Now, as it is consuming your data, okay, so these enterprises are hesitating that I don't have any idea about what kind of a logic that has been written in the model. I don't have any understanding of what kind of a data has gone into the training process. Although, I mean, they are publishing their white papers and all those things, but white paper doesn't say anything, right? In business, I mean, you need to be 100% sure. It should be black and white, right? And none of these big models are giving you that kind of a transparency, or I mean, they cannot give the transparency. Or they themselves are telling that these are general purpose models. Okay, these are not built for your specific industry. So it is good. I mean, you use it in home, you use it as, I mean, your co-pilot for drafting a proposal, this, that, and all those things, but don't completely rely on us. Okay, I mean, you'll have to review it and see the correctness and all those things. So in that kind of a scenario, you cannot integrate it with directly in an automation kind of a system, right, as an intelligence. So that's the reason there were a lot of arguments, there were a lot of these things that even RAG, okay, although it is a very powerful architecture, but it is not solving the purpose, because we want something which is in our control. We know what kind of a logic been written. We understand what kind of a data has gone into the training. We can explain the outputs it is generating. It is complying to our compliance norms and governance policies and whatnot. So we essentially want it our model, okay, fully our control. Okay, so that is the kind of requirement that enterprises have put forward. Now, this kind of a need and also the understanding of these models of the domain of that particular industry, it has become a burning need, okay, for every organization. And organizations in that boardroom, they were discussing that the AI is great, generative AI is superb, no problem, but you bring all other factors also together. Then only we are ready to invest, we are ready to go full hog and implement. Okay, so that was the kind of discussion that is happening in the CXO level or in the board. Now came that, see, large language models, it is very difficult to take them into our control, because first of all, we cannot build large language model. It requires, I mean, enterprises who, or even the governments also. Okay, but governments are not doing it aggressively, but the enterprises or the startups. First of all, it requires a huge investment, large language models, okay, because as you know, if you have to train with trillions of parameters, you require a huge compute capacity. And that will consume a lot of, I mean, GPUs and all those, a lot of these things. Then getting this data, preparing this data, okay, and doing a lot of R&Ds, then you need very competitive data scientists, real data scientists, not like so-called data scientists, real data scientists and all you require. right? And then only you will be able to build this kind of real models, right? But this requires a huge investment, time, and not many things. So that's why people across the world, okay, industries, they came up with something called small language models. Okay, I mean, why don't we build small language models or small models? Okay, language is I mean, now I think we should get rid of that language term. It is no more a language now. Okay, these models are actually reasoning, they are generating text, images, audios, whatnot. But still we are calling language model, but that's okay because the foundation is language. So that's why probably we are calling language models. So they said that why don't we create domain specific very small language models, which are domain specific. However, they are small. So they are not trained with billions and trillions of parameters. They will be trained with some millions of parameters. And by the way, million is a very smaller number in this world. Okay, I mean in the world of AI, especially in the generative AI. Everybody is talking about billions, trillions, and all of whatnot. Okay, tomorrow something else will come. But here, like the range is millions still. So why don't we create models which are domain specific and which are trained with some millions of data points, parameters, but these are curated data and highly customized data. Okay. And we make these models to work for our enterprises in that particular domain. Okay. Probably for a specific task, but very trained on that particular specific task or something like that. And this worked well. Okay. And many of the organizations, I mean, across the globe, they have started building this, deploying this, and all those things, and they're doing decently good. May not be sobering. Now, sobering time will come. Okay. So essentially what they have done is they have taken some foundational models. So foundational models are something which are essentially models which has been given some kind of a general knowledge training on a high level, you can say. Okay, right? So like a child, okay, initially we give some general knowledge training, right? And then he goes into different streams. Okay, so here also it's like that. So just to build some general knowledge, we train this data with some general knowledge data sets, and that's called foundational models. That the foundation is ready, but it is not specialized. Okay. Now to be specialized, right, it needs to be fine-tuned and given training with some very domain specific specialized data. Now these SLMs are taken from some of the open source models which are given by some good people, okay, open-hearted people and open-hearted companies, okay, to the community. So there is a website called Hugging Face wherein you will get millions of models, okay, not millions, probably thousands of models. Okay, so these models are of different nature, different this thing, and they have given it to the community. Will go ahead and use these models, fine tune it, and use it for your purpose. So people have started using those models, fine tuning it, and all those things kind of thing. However, again, the problem is again the architecture you don't know. Okay, somebody has built it, okay, and trained it to some certain extent and given it to the community that go ahead and use it for your purpose. But you don't have idea what is inside, what kind of data has gone. Okay, now you'll have to blindly trust, okay, whatever he is saying, you'll have to trust that. And that's what is happening. So again, enterprises and governments, and especially the critical services department, they don't want this. No, we don't want anybody's model, okay, to come into our ecosystem, okay, and we don't know tomorrow it can create a mess because you don't know, okay. Although they are putting everything, okay, you see the code, see this thing and all that thing, but even then there are a lot of these things, right? Putting white paper and all those things, even then. So that's where the sovereignty comes into picture, and increasingly now people are talking about this term that we require sovereign models. The countries are speaking, talking about that. The enterprises are talking about that. The educational institutions are talking about that. NGOs are talking about that and whatnot. Tomorrow, probably everyone will talk about, I want my sovereign model. Okay, maybe. So that's why sovereignty comes into picture. And when we call sovereign, that means first of all, it should be fully transparent. Everything, every line of code, every data that has gone into the training process, whatever fine tuning it has been done, everything, every nitty gritty should be transparent. Okay. And that cannot be possible if you go for some others model, right? That is not possible. Neither models which are being shared by some good people into the community, nor the companies, okay, which are sharing. That requires you need to develop your model of your own. Of your own in the sense every enterprise doesn't have that capability or doesn't have that bandwidth or whatever it is, doesn't have that kind of a resources to build or competency to build their own model. But at least there should be some companies in the country, okay, who can develop sovereign models for them, right? And Government of India has initiated under India AI mission that we are encouraging and endorsing all the startups and companies who will be able to create sovereign models and sovereign models in different domains. It may not be LLM models. So some of them are building LLM models, large language models. Some of them are building very linguistic models, which are essentially dealing with our Indian languages, right? Our languages are diverse, right? So how to deal with those kind of languages? So now Bharat Gen is I think most of you know. So they are working with all Indic languages, okay, all Indian languages, and they are building these things in Hindi, in Tamil, Telugu, Malayalam, Bengali, and all other these things. So these are they are mostly concentrating on the language side. But there are also people who are concentrating on other sides. Okay, not on the purely on the language, but on the other sides also, right? So that's where comes our initiative. That means, and I think I can call it my initiative because I have started it, and then my co-scientists they joined this journey. So I said that yes, tomorrow there will be millions of models required, okay, for different enterprises in our country. And these models will be small models, and these models will be specific to a particular task, particular domain. And these models are going to be the brain behind agentic AI. So I think probably all of you know what is AI agents. So now just to spend say probably 2 minutes on AI agent. So everybody is talking about AI agent because AI agent is something which is tangible or which is producing some kind of a tangible result. Okay, generative AI was not producing any that tangible result because it was only giving you. So generative AI is like a brain. LLMs are like a brain. It can give you some kind of intelligence, some kind of information, some kind of a prediction, some kind of these things. Okay, but it is still limited to that. It cannot do anything because it doesn't have hands and legs. Okay, it can only think. Okay, and it can give you some kind of output. But to bring in the real automation, okay, in any sector, along with brain, you also you also want hands and legs, right? Then only you can do some automation. Now these agents have hands and legs. That means every agent will have three components basically. One is it will have a brain. Of course, brain is required because without brain, it will not be able to think. It will not be able to take any decision. It will not be able to do reasoning. Okay, so brain is required, and these brains are either the large language models or the small language models. I mean, your choice. If you want to use your own sovereign small language models, if you build and use it as a brain behind your agent, you can use it. Then the agents also has access to a lot of tools because these tools are nothing but hands and legs. right? So to do something, it will require access to tools. So these agents now have access to thousands of tools, okay? And even if required, okay, you can also give access to some physical tools also. I mean, robotic hands can come into picture, okay? Anything. It is not limited to only software tools like connecting to database or doing something or this thing. No, nothing like that. You can give access to these agents to robotic hands, okay? Wherein probably it will be working on the factory or it will be working on the nuclear power plant, okay? Because brain is there already, right? It is only the thing is that it requires some kind of a tool to do that kind of a thing. So that's, and also these agents will have memory because whatever things it does, it memorizes that, and next time it tries to do it better. Okay, so that it can save time, it can bring that kind of innovation, it can also bring efficiency and whatnot. Okay, so that is continuous improvement basically. So these are the three components of AI agent. It has got a brain, it has got tools, and it has got memory. Now with these three things, these agents become so powerful. Okay, already become okay, so powerful that now it is ready to take away your job. Okay, so that is the dangerous part. Because uh, see, logically, if you see, whatever innovations that we have been doing for last say 200, 300 years, we have been doing is one way or the other is related to eliminating human labor, right? Whether it is industrial revolution 1, 2, 3, 4, okay. Now some people saying we are in 5, I don't know. So, but this is one way or the other. In first industrial revolution, you brought the steam engine, okay, and a lot of labors gone, okay, because you brought the machine. The second industrial revolution, you brought the electrical machines, more labors gone from the factories, right? Third industrial revolution, you brought IT, okay. Then some labors gone, some labors also, I mean, some people also got job, many people got job. Now this revolution, if you call it an industrial revolution, or I call it a cognitive revolution, okay? Because now the machines has got cognitive ability, okay? Till first, second, third, fourth also to certain extent, machines have mostly muscle power, mostly some speed of processing data kind of thing, but it didn't have the cognitive ability. Now with AI, it also have the cognitive ability. Cognitive means how human can reason, think, and all those things, it can also do it. So definitely the impact of this revolution to humanity, to our job roles, are going to be much more than the previous revolutions. And I am very cautiously talking about job roles, not the jobs. Okay, we need to understand that. Because in all those revolutions that we have seen in the past, many experts has declared that no, this time everything, there will be full job loss, people will have no job, okay, and it is going to be havoc and all the experts, every time they were saying same thing. But every time they were wrong, okay. Every time we have seen that in short term, there were some job losses, there were some jobs displacements, but in long run, it produces more jobs. And the level or the role of human jobs are elevated to much more cognitively challenging jobs, and which was good. And that's why we are today here, right? Otherwise, we would have been in the steam engine or that age, right? So, I mean, these industrial revolutions in the past, despite that kind of a negative prediction by the so-called experts, actually it was positive for us, right? So this time also we are hoping the same, that whatever predictions these people are doing, okay, they go wrong, okay, and we get more and more jobs and we create more and more jobs. But the little problem here is this time these machines has got something which is our USP. That means humans USP. What is humans USP? Cognitive element, right? cognitively challenging job or intellectually challenging things, okay, which machine cannot do. But this time, some of these models has got that also to certain extent. So this time we'll have to think in a little bit different way. We should not be fearful. I mean, nothing to worry about. Okay. So we have made the machine, right? We are there, so that's why machines are there. So nothing to worry about that. Only thing is we'll have to see like so in the past what happened, like each time it has elevated the job roles. Okay, so that it has done. Okay, elevated the job roles. That means the mundane jobs or intellectually not challenging jobs were being displaced. Okay, and people have moved into the intellectually challenging jobs. Okay, now today you go to any office, do you see anybody without a laptop or a desktop? Okay, and think of 25 years back or 20 years back. Okay, all people were like, nowadays the field people are also using laptop, desktop, and tablets and whatnot, right? So that laptop, desktop, and all those things, this IT, when the IT came, people were saying that, I mean, everyone will lose their job. Okay, so I was born in that age only, right? I know that. So so people were saying, but they were completely wrong. Okay, and so this time also it will be wrong. I hope so. Okay. Now, again, coming back to sovereignty, this is very important. Complete control, explainability, and no dependency. Okay. And this is what the birth of the new gen models are coming. Okay. Companies like us or the researchers like us are doing research on language model which are developed from scratch by us, trained with our data. Okay. We collected the data, Indian data. Okay. But again, I'm not talking about country specific. It is not country specific. Okay. So it is sovereignty. Sovereignty can be individual, can be organizational, can be country, whatever it is. Sovereignty means I should have complete control. Okay. So we should be very sure about that. So we should not be confusing it with countries, east, west, and this thing. No, nothing is there. Okay. We are talking about sovereignty. So now this is where we started building a model called Ghana. Okay. So people thought like it is an Indian name or something like that. It came up like Ghana. Okay. Ghana means ornaments in Hindi. Um, or in Sanskrit also probably. But actually the name is an acronym, right? So it is Generative Architecture for Hyper-Localized Neural Assistance. Okay, so here the hyper-localized word is very, very important. Okay, so it is hyper-localized. That means you can localize or you can train it or you can build it to your need of your domain. So that is the main important word. Rest all words are, I mean, these are of no use. Okay, hyper localized is the main word. So that's why Ghana came into picture. Ghana. People call it Ghana, people call it Ghana, people call it, so whatever, I mean, they call it, I accept that. That's fine, no problem. And while building this model, so we tried a lot of things. Okay, so I mean, first of all, the struggle was, I mean, how to build that model, okay, from the scratch. So we started researching on that, okay, on what domain we'll create. So there were a lot of research required, right? A lot of trial and error research. You fail and we lost a lot of money also, okay, because we trained the model and then the model was not working. And then we changed the model. We are thinking we'll develop it for some other domain, okay, probably for banking or something like that. Okay, and then we changed our mind that, oh, you see, it can be used for cybersecurity also. Okay. Uh, and that's how Khana CyberMine came into picture. Okay. So initially we built a model called Khana UPI ODR. Okay. That is for UPI. UPI payments you all know, right? Everybody is doing probably 100 times everybody is doing per day. So, but the reality is like you are doing UPI transactions, many of the transactions also has disputes. That means somebody says, I sent the money, but merchant says, no, I have not received the money. Okay, so there are a lot of problems also. So now that model was supposed to, when we started building that model, intercept uh, those complaints or those kind of disputes, and it processes and gives a very good reasoning and solution and kind of thing. Okay, automated kind of thing. But then we had to stop that particular these things, because we started getting some good, because I mean part of our team was also working with Ghana Cybermind. Okay, so another variant of Ghana. So Ghana is architecture. Ghana is a base model. And you can build a lot of these things. So on banking, on medical, okay, healthcare, medicine, on cyber security, or whatnot. I mean, I think you can build anything and everything. Okay. Definitely some changes are required, but you can build anything and everything for any domain. So we started building, I mean, that particular variant model, it started giving good responses, okay, which is for cyber security. So now, as you see, like cyber security is a huge field today. Okay, it's a huge field, as well as it is a huge headache also, because as we grow in the digital landscape, and everything is digital, all the IoT devices, okay, 24/7, you are carrying your mobile IoT devices every time, okay. 5 minutes it is not in your hand, you feel like breathless, right? So that is the condition of today's generation, including myself. So, so there is a huge opportunity for the cyber attackers to attack you, and they are attacking. Okay, every day you are getting news. If you are not been attacked, then you are fortunate. And they are targeting people like senior citizens, housewives, okay, those who doesn't have much of a digital knowledge, okay, they are targeting in many ways, okay. So they are innovative, okay, more innovative than us, okay, and they come up with newer and newer techniques, and they are doing this cyber criminal crimes and frauds. And not only this, okay, they also do with big enterprises, with governments and whatnot, okay. And you have seen the news, right? And this cyber crime has become a organized crime, and it is a $1 trillion business. So they are doing it for business. That is their profession. They are also scientists. They are not doing it for fun. Although it has started initially to do fun, okay, somebody at that point of time, I don't want to take the name of the country, so they have built a virus, okay, at that time historically, just to make fun. Okay, it attacks everyone's computer, deleted files and all those things kind of thing. But now it is no more a fun. It's a $1 trillion business, and many sharp and brilliant, intelligent people, okay, they are going into that profession. Okay, seeing that that is much more lucrative than the other professions. So that's why it is very important that we also protect our digital ecosystem, right? And protecting digital ecosystem requires different approach. It cannot be one tool coming from some company, okay, and you adopt it and it works everywhere. No. If it would have been worked, then there would not have been any attack. But every day you are seeing hundreds of cases, big attacks, okay, and probably millions of small attacks, which we don't know, which doesn't come into news. Now, to protect this, okay, so we have built this small language model. Okay, we are not saying we have done something great. Okay, we are also doing, we are also trying, we are also learning, right? This model can intercept this security alerts in a security monitoring system, and it can identify which are the false alerts and which are the correct alerts, and accordingly it can inform, okay, the analyst, security analyst, what kind of a decision need to be taken for those kind of alerts. Okay, so this is the purpose of this model. And there are many other details, but looking at the time constraint, so this is one variant. Okay, now only the model is ready. Now we are also trying to partner with some enterprises, big enterprises, small, medium enterprises, to do the tooling. Okay, because you need to build it in a tool format, right? So now the model is ready, but it needs to take a tool form, this thing. So that is there. But the architecture is unique. Architecture is an innovation, okay, that we accept. And this architecture can be used for many other this thing. And that is the idea. okay, that we build this architecture, we build this, okay, so there will be a commercial model, definitely. We are here to do business, okay, but at the same time, we are also inviting the academic institutions, the researchers, the professionals, the students who wants to do some research with some other variants of Ghana. Okay, of course, we are not going to give our IP, the pure IP, because that requires, because a lot of investment has gone, so we'll have to recover that investment also, right? So that's why that business angle is there. But at the same time, we're also doing it for society and doing it for country or doing it for the world, right? So we are also giving an opportunity to the researchers and all those things so that they can do independent research on this architecture. We'll share some information about this architecture, and they can do, we can do them hand-holding, and they can do research on this architecture and build their sovereign model in their specific domain. Why not? Probably in agriculture, probably in anything. Okay, I don't know. There are many, many fields today. I can remember only a couple of fields. Okay, and there are many, many domains and many, many people they can do it. So this is all about sovereign models. This is all about our government is also saying that yes, our AI, we should have control on our AI. Okay, because we cannot just blindly trust on any AI. And this is not, I mean, against anybody. Okay, simple thing. As a country, as an enterprise, as an individual, whatever I am trusting, it should be transparent to me and it should be in my control, because as it is going to be, it is already a part of my life and it is going to be a part of our life, very, very integral part of our life. AI is going to be very, very integral part of the government, for the economy, for the enterprises, for the country, for the citizens and whatnot. So if something is going to be so integral to everything, I should have full control, full transparency, full everything on that, right? So that is the only purpose, that is the only thing. And this is very simple and this is reasonable, right? Nothing against anything, right? So with that, I would like to stop here. There are a couple of slides, but it is talking the same thing one way or the other. And if you have any questions, then I would be happy to answer.
Thank you so much for the amazing and insightful session, Dr. Utpal. I'm sure our participants have learned a lot. So, participant, the floor is officially open for question and answers. So, if you have any question, please feel free to drop them into the chat box. And would you like to give any final comment, Dr. Utpal, before moving ahead to the question and answer?
Uh, I think I already talked about that anybody who is interested to do any kind of research on sovereign models, whether academia or any enterprise industry or any students, they can get in touch with us. Okay, so the information is already there in our website. So they are at website exodianai.com and khana.org. So they can get in touch with us. And we're happy to collaborate, because see, this is also an initiative of the country. It's not only our initiative, but we also feel that this is a community-driven, country-specific initiative as well. So we're happy to collaborate. Anybody.
Thank you so much for those detailed and thoughtful comments. So we have few questions for the participant of our YouTube and LinkedIn. So first question we have, that what role do small language models and age-based AI play in achieving true sovereignty?
Yeah, so if I understood it correctly, so yeah, so the first advantage of small language models are basically it is domain trained and it is specific to that domain. So it is an expert on that particular domain or that particular task, because domain is a very big word. So if we talk about banking, banking is a very big domain. Okay, so in banking also there are many, many smaller areas, right? Retail banking, corporate banking, loans, credit cards, risk management and whatnot, right? Portfolios. So there are many, many things. These models are as small as a specific task, but it is very, very powerful and very, very expertise on that particular area. So that is number one, we need to understand. These are very comparatively easy to develop. Okay, once you have the architecture ready. So because it requires not that big investment if the architecture is ready. But if you start building like us, then you have to invest a lot, okay, right? Because we started from the scratch and we did a lot of research and we failed a lot of times. We wasted a lot of money and all those things. So that is a different story. But once you have a architecture of this thing, then building this is less expensive than try out for big large language model. Don't even think of doing that. Okay, I would suggest. Also,
Thanks
it
so much.
consumes very less. Yeah, I'm just finishing my answer.
No,
So
it's
it
okay.
consumes a very less infrastructure or compute. You can run it on your local machine. So now I can run Ghana on my laptop, this MacBook. Okay. Also, my aim is to run it on mobile devices. Okay. So for that, a little bit of more quantization required. Okay. Then only you will be able to run it on that. And we are working on that. It will take time. Okay. So we have also just launched the beta, right? So a lot of work to be done. But yeah, my aim is to run on even a mobile device. Otherwise, normally big models you'll have to run on GPU clusters. You cannot even think of running on any laptop in that way. Okay. So and edge devices also tomorrow it will. So probably it will run on the camera. It will run on this thing. So or any other IoT devices tomorrow. So these are advantages of small language models, and small language models will not hallucinate that much. So it will be much more correct. And if you use those models as the brain behind your agents, AI agents, you are actually doing justice to your investment, whatever you are doing. But otherwise, why? Suppose you are doing an automation task, okay, with a AI agent in a banking environment. Do you need ChatGPT? Don't require, right? Because ChatGPT it knows how to write a poem, it knows astrology and all those things. But your what is your specific task? Your specific task is only to perform some task on the banking area. So if your model knows, so in that way you are actually saving lot of resources, right? Because these large language models also take a lot of resources, right? Lot of electricity, it consumes a lot of electricity. So these are some benefits of that. And if you, I mean, just do a Google and read a little bit, you will find all the details, like what are the benefits of a small language model. And that's why everyone is advocating on the small language models.
Thank you so much for those amazing and insightful answer. So I apologize to all the participants. We will not be able to take more questions because we are running out of the time. But I am sharing Dr. Utpal LinkedIn ID into the chat box for your convenience, guys, so that if you want to connect directly with him, and if you need any guidance or if you want to clear any query, I'm sure Dr. Utpal would be happy to help you out, guys. Right, Dr. Utpal?
Yes, surely.
Okay. So moving ahead, Dr. Utpal, could you please unshare your PPT?
Yes.
Thank you so much. So moving ahead on today's challenge. So the moment you have been all waiting for the today's AI implementation series challenge. So this is your today's challenge, guys. You have to explore the concept of sovereign AI and understand why organization and governments are prioritizing AI systems that are secure, locally governed, complement, and under full control. Your task is to design a sovereign AI use case that demonstrate how controlled privacy preserving AI can be deployed in a sensitive environment. So I'm sharing this challenge into the chat box for your convenience, guys, so that you don't miss out. And while completing this challenge, when you are posting it on LinkedIn, make sure you guys are tagging the GSTC, because while tagging the GSTC, you guys will be able to give the chance to follow your journey and help to you on every step of the way. Also cheer for you on every step of the way, and the winner will get a $400 gift certification voucher at the end of the webinars. So we are so happy to see this many participants are taking actively part into the challenge and posting it on the LinkedIn. And while posting it on the LinkedIn, while tagging the GSTC, they are giving us a chance to follow their journey. So that's why we are not missing out any participant who is actively taking part into the challenge. So make sure you're also tagging the GSTC as well. And if you guys are ready for your certification into the GenAI or Agentic AI or AI implementation series, so you guys can opt this certification now from our website. You just have to check the all the kind of certification into AI which is available on our website, so you can check out from there. And also, we are giving a complimentary coupon code to our participants, which will give you a 20% off. So I am just sharing that coupon code into the chat box, guys, for your convenience. Please make sure you're grabbing this offer because this offer is for a very limited time of period. So do take the advantage of this offer. And before wrapping up, I wanted to make a few announcements in which the utility tool is one of the one of the announcement which I wanted to use. So in today's AI era, where the AI is making everyone's professional journey very easily and smooth, so HRs and recruiters are also one of the professional who is taking the help of AI to to make their professional journey even more easier because they do get a lot of resume on a daily basis. So now they are using the AI screening system to screen your resume for taking ahead into the interview. But that is also the reason that today's era, most of the candidates' resume got rejected because the resumes are not according to the AI screening system. So what you can do, you can take the help of utility tool. You can sign into utility tool by using your LinkedIn ID and password, and it will give you a recommendation regarding your updated bio, portfolio, LinkedIn backdrop, profile photo, experience management, everything according to the job designation you are targeting, according to the industry you are targeting. So when everyone is taking help of the AI, why you are not? Take the help of AI and make your job hunting journey even more easier and make your resume stand out in front of the HRs and recruiters. And we are giving a complimentary code to our all of the participant. I'm sharing the coupon code into the coupon code link into the chat box for your convenience, guys. And you will be getting 100% off while using this link. So make sure you're grabbing this offer because this is also for a very limited time of period. Make a use of this make a advantage of this offer, right? And we are going to have session tomorrow as well regarding the GSDC AI implementation series at the same time, 6:30 a.m. to 6:30 a.m. CST, 8:30 p.m. SGT, 6 p.m. IST, and 7:30 a.m. EST. Tomorrow we are going to have Rajesh Srivastava with us. He is a senior manager into Gen AI. So I am hoping to see you all tomorrow as well. And I'm going to host one more session after this into the learning and development professionals. So today we are going to have Yukta Hansen from the session is going to be at 8:30 a.m. CST, 10:30 p.m. SGT, 8 p.m. IST, and 9:30 a.m. EST. The today topic is going to be the architecture of AI into the learning and development. So I have shared the registration link for the learning and development into the chat box. You guys can catch the link from our website also. So I'm hoping to see you there as well. And apart from that, we are also conducting the ISO 42001 and ISO 27001 across industries webinar, which is going to be conducted from 24 to 28 November at 8:30 a.m. CST, 10:30 p.m. SGT, and 8 p.m. IST. So today we are going to have Muthu D. He's a partnership security consultant and bug stress. So I hope whichever participant is want to join for the ISO and whichever participant wants to join for the learning and development. So we are hoping to see you all there as well. And these are the websites, these are the platforms where you can connect with us. Our LinkedIn group, our website, our WhatsApp group. I'm sharing all of the links into the chat box for your convenience so that you guys can stay connected with us and stay ahead regarding our upcoming events, trends, and everything. Also, we would love to hear your feedback, guys. We would love to know what resonated most with you, your session key takeaways, your learning outcomes, and also what do you feel the webinars we are conducting for you and this speak sorry the speaker who are coming into our platform to making your learning journey even more dynamic, engaging, and fun. We would love to know that, because your feedback and suggestion will help us to improve ourselves and make your learning journey even more engaging, dynamic, and fun. I'm sharing the Trustpilot link into the chat box for your convenience, guys, so that you guys can drop by your feedback, your suggestion, everything over there. And now it's time to celebrate our referral champions. We have Leela Venkatesh, Saroj Rao Dauda. So special thanks to all three of you. Thank you to helping us simplify our initiative and reach it to the wider global audience. Keep the momentum going. You can also be part of the referral championship. So what you have to do, if any of your peers, colleagues, professionals wants to join for this webinar, you can refer them for any of our webinar for the registration link, which you will find into our GSDC website. So once, if any of your peers, colleagues, and professionals are joining from this link, so you will earn a point. And once you hit a 50 point, you'll be able to get a free gift certification voucher. And with that, it's time to come to an event. Thank you so much, Utpal, for the amazing and insightful session. We are hoping to connect with you in future as well, and we are very honored to have you as speaker. So thank you so much once again for coming on our platform. Thank you so much to all the participants who have joined with us, who are with us, who are continuously being with us into our learning journey. So till that, keep learning, keep energizing. I hope to see you all there as well. Have a good day, good night, good evening, wherever you are.